Hey guys, we're back again this week with chapter 163, Whirling Amid the Uproar. If you thought that last chapter was crazy, boy oh boy do we have something for this one. And let's get right into it. We open up chapter 163 with a flashback. The setting appears to be in Camelot, and whoever is speaking is Ironside. Who are you, child? Letting yourself into someone's home? Didn't your parents teach you anything? Everyone is confused, wondering what has gotten into Ironside. Diodora's, friends or assistants are ordered to take the child out at once. But Diodora looks at his father, wondering if something was wrong. Ironside just says, "I have no son that I know of." Oof, that hurts. Everyone takes notice of how odd Ironside is acting, saying, "Your father is acting quite odd, wouldn't you say? Forgive me, sire, for occupying your time with matters like this." They go to Arthur, as he says, "No, it's fine. Ironside has concerned me for quite a while now." Diodora is confused, but Arthur explains he is a serious man, one dedicated to his mission. "I am sure it has broken the mind of your father, his obsession with the repulsive 4 nights of the apocalypse." Okay, so this kind of confirms that Diodora does not know that Arthur is the one who brainwashed Ironside. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Jumping back to the present, Diodora is thinking the winner of this event will grant any wish by Lord Bellatrip. "My wish is to return my father back to normal. I know Bellatrip can do so." And he proclaims to Percival it's why he must win at all costs. Percival is very stunned, looking at him, asking, "Are you Diodora?" But before you get an answer, the 3 friends attack Percival, who easily just dodges. They check on Diodora, but while they're doing so, everyone else is coming in for a killing blow. One of Diodora's friends, the one with the weird haircut and the goatee, says, Sylvan, I'm guessing? Sorry for mispronouncing. After that, large footprints start appearing in the earth, but we don't see the creature. At least they don't, as Diodora's enemies are smacked by some invisible force. So everyone is on the run, but Percival studies whatever is being used. He sees that there are life souls. It's something that's alive. After swinging his spirit blade arm at the creature for a bit, it starts to chip away, saying that it's tough and gets smacked. Meanwhile, elsewhere, everyone else is on their defensive side, facing off against the hundreds upon hundreds of criminals. But as they fight, they start to notice something. Their gear starts to feel heavy, and their items are growing? But no, they're not growing. They're shrinking! Nasiens unleashes a new attack move, Misty Rain, Chicamatongo. It's the mushroom thing from season 1 of 7 Deadly Sins. Everyone is shocked that they are now incredibly tiny, but Nasiens warns them that it will just take about an hour. Enjoy being tiny until then. Nasiens, you basically summoned these guys to death. When was the last time you were careful being chased around by weapons and you were concerned about not stepping on bugs? Everyone remarks that he is a poison caster, so they have to cover their face. They charge the Nasiens, but they are saved by Percival, at least unintentionally, saying that he kind of just got blown away. Nasiens, being the doctor that they are, just comes up asking, "Are you fine?" But Percival shrugs it off, saying that he's fine, but are you alright? They wonder where Donnie and Anne are, but they just lost track. They lost track of each other, so they don't know. But Percival starts to show signs that he might be undergoing something. Nasiens asks, but Percival just shrugs it off in a typical Percival manner, shrinking down somehow to his chibi form, and decides to distract himself by beating the crap out of everyone else just so they can make it to the final 16. We then transition to Anne, who is doing her best fencing off the enemies. They just don't let up. She keeps fighting as best as she can. They remark how good she is, but then she yells out, "Look at you guys, a bunch of men ganging up on a single girl. Don't any of you find this shameless?" And thanks to her magic, 1 guy, or rather 2 guys, fall into the earth. Everyone is very confused as to why this happened, with Anne saying that they're the only ones who think that it's shameless. Yeah, Anne, you're in a place full of prisoners and, criminals. I'm just saying, you're kind of not exactly preaching to the right choir here. With one of them remarking, yeah, we're bad guys, you see. So she goes up on a tirade. No matter how villainous you think you are, what you really want to do is suckle on mommy's teat again. Oh God, Anne, why did you say that? You had to make me say it too. And roughly 80% of that crowd drops because of her magic, leaving her very, very confused, or rather annoyed, with everyone just crying. It feels so heavy, mommy. But the one guy who did not fall to the ground tries to strike, or rather he did strike, but Anne is saved by the mysterious hooded stranger, saying that was a close one, Anne. The stranger claims to be on her side. He came to assist her in the fight. Anne says that she doesn't remember asking for help, and who even are you? Her supposed ally just says, no one worth remembering, and like all the others, just drops into the ground, with Anne just casually saying, just stop acting cool and give me your name. Who are you, really? She takes off the hood and reveals that it's Boris. Oh hey, it's Sky from the time skip. I wonder what happened to you. Heck, I kind of forgot about you. Anne tries slapping him awake, wondering how the heck did he go to Camelot with, and saying, wake up, dang you. But while she's doing that, she is soon surrounded and needs to carry off Boris somewhere safe. And just when things are looking bleak, kaboom! A large explosion wipes away everyone. She drops Boris and wonder what caused the explosion. The survivors are wondering the same thing until large water bubbles are now surrounding their heads. Supposedly, they're drowning, and two new figures enter the fray, with one saying, tight scrape, huh? The other, you were part of Leonis's weakest core after all. Water starts leaving the mouths of the enemies, with the first member saying, hey, is that how you greet me after all this time? Right, I'm sorry. Anne is crying, saying, wow, I'm glad that you're safe. Shion and Isolde, that's right. The other members of the Tristan platoon are here, and dang, time has been good to them. Okay, Shion, meh. I mean, I'm not big on Shion. I kind of hate him anyway, but Isolde, oh my god, dang girl. Now that is a glow up. And I gotta say, Nakamo seems to like this hairstyle. I mean, it happened with Jericho, Gilda, and now Isolde. In fact, she kind of looks like them too, kind of. But dang, she is much better looking than the other weak, frail Isolde that Tantris is supposedly in love with. Let this hopefully be a wake-up call. And with that, we now have 2 new additional members post-time skip with new looks. And judging by this picture that I am currently presenting to you all here, we are only missing one, Lancelot. Is he somewhere in this arena? Is he somewhere else in Camelot, like Gawain possibly theorized? What will he look like? And now that Shion and Isolde are here, why are they here? Do they know about Tristan being called Tantris? Does Isolde know about the other Isolde? We're gonna have to find out, hopefully, next week. If you love 7 Deadly Sins and 4 Nights of the Apocalypse material, subscribe to the anime Underworld, and hopefully we can get more content out as soon as we can. I'll see you later, mortals.